A pleasant good afternoon and welcome to Foca News Summary, bringing you 15 minutes of the top stories, sharp and straight to the point. I'm Priscilla George on top of today's presentation, and here's what's making headlines across Liberia and around the world. Ministry of Health launches Safe Motherhood Week, raises awareness on maternal and newborn health. Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman assures citizens not to worry ahead of planned July 17 protest. Concession communities in Sano County blast logging company over corporate social responsibility framework. These and many more are all packaged. We'll take a short break. Coming up next is our news bulletin. Welcome back. The Ministry of Health has officially launched Safe Motherhood Week, a week-long exercise that raises awareness about maternal and newborn health problems. The move was launched recently under the theme Every Birth Counts. Speaking at the launch event recently, Health Minister Dr. Louis Boto delivered a passionate message emphasizing that every birth is a vital moment. According to Dr. Poto, Safe Motherhood Week is not just a health campaign, but a solemn call to action. Dr. Poto also added that no woman should lose her life while giving birth, and that no newborn should be denied a healthy start. The health minister outlined government's unflinching commitment to strengthening maternal and neonatal healthcare systems, noting that efforts are being intensified to reduce maternal and newborn mortality rates. These include expanding access to emergency obstet- obstetric and neonatal care, increasing the number of skilled birth attendants, ensuring the availability of essential medicines, and addressing systemic barriers to care. Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman has assured citizens safety and protection ahead of a planned protest on July 17. Some citizens claiming to be under the guise of economic hardship are gearing up to gather and demand government's accountability. A civil society organization, Solidarity and Trust for a New Day, stand told local media it has mobilized over 100,000 Liberians nationwide to join the protest under the theme Enough is Enough. Stan claims the protest aims to highlight a large worsening economic hardship, the breakdown of public services, and a large political intimidation against members of the legislature in Liberia. However, the group has not yet obtained a permit from the Ministry of Justice to inform law enforcement of its course of action, making security coordination a challenge for authorities. Despite the move, IG Coleman has reaffirmed his position that the LMP remains committed to democratic rights and civil duty. The police boss also promised to maintain public order and minimize unnecessary disruptions for citizens going about their daily activities. Tensions are rising within the Siwakajua communities in Sano County over the implementation of MOU signed between a local logging company, debt and concession communities. Though debt logging, a Liberian-owned enterprise, is generally welcomed for its national ownership, citizens are said to be increasingly displeased with those appointed to represent communities' interests. Some of the residents have since contended that the inclusion of some former community leaders who failed to ably represent them on a previous logging concession is troubling sign. In an interview, several residents reflected on their experiences during the operations of Mandra Logging Company, which held concessions in the region hostage for several years. According to the residents, many promises outlined in the MOU has not been fulfilled, particularly critical development projects, largely due to what they describe as ineffective leadership. In response to residents' concerns, Debt Logging General Manager Nathaniel Net told reporters that the company remains fully committed to the terms outlined in the MOU. The Deputy Director General for Administration at the National Assistance Agency, Yenua Katwo, says the recent signing into law of the agency's founding act as an enabling instrument for the institution. Recently, President Joseph Boakai signed the National Food Assistance Act of 2020 into law to empower the institution in tackling Liberia's food insecurity. Speaking recently in Monrovia, Kato emphasized that the new law will establish a strong legal framework to solidify the agency's identity and enhance its ability to make a meaningful impact nationwide. He recounted on the agency's humble beginnings, operating from a small two-room office with limited staff and lack of operational budget, noting the agency has grown into a fully functioning national institution. Kato lauded President Boakai for the decision and also thanked employees of the entity for their commitment. The Chinese embassy near Liberia has donated a range of essential office equipment to the Liberia broadcasting system to enhance productivity and ease staff workload. Speaking during the donation Monday, LBS Director General Eugene Falcon thanked the Chinese government for the donation, adding that it will be harnessed for the purpose intended. The LBS boss also praised the renewed commitment between Liberia and China, which yielded the gesture. The donation included 3 laptops, 3 HP desktop computers, and an HP laser printer. Fagon commended China's significant role in Liberia's reconstruction and modernization, noting that the Asian giant has developed more infrastructure in the country than any other partner. He highlighted key projects such as the Ministry of Health headquarters, the Samuel Kayando Sports Complex, and improvements at the Roberts International Airport as examples of China's ongoing contributions. Fagon added that the donation is a symbol of China's continued commitment to Liberia's growth, and it will go a long way in improving the working conditions for our media professionals. Liberia Revenue Authority Commissioner General Dobor Jala is currently in Abuja, Nigeria, attending the 12th Steering Committee meeting of International Monetary Fund. Commissioner Jala joined experts from across West Africa to discuss ways to strengthen capacity and boost domestic revenue as well as address financial matters. On Monday, CG Jala participated in a high-level panel discussion on domestic revenue mobile mobilization, where he shared Liberia's experience and highlighted strategies being implemented by the LRA. The event, which is the second African Regional Technical Assistance Center for West Africa, is an IMF-led initiative in partnership with recipient countries and development partners. The central supports capacity building in key areas of macroeconomic and financial management across 6 countries: Cape Verde, the Gambia, Ghana, Liberia, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone. If you are just joining us, welcome to Focal News Summary. Here is a quick look at our headlines so far. Ministry of Health launches Safe Motherhood Week, raises awareness on maternal and newborn health. Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman assures citizens not to worry ahead of planned July 17 protest. Concession communities in Sano County blast logging company over corporate social responsibility framework. Stay tuned, we'll take a short break. Coming up is the continuation of our news bulletin. Welcome back. The Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency has arrested two individuals suspected of drug trafficking at the Bullwater port of entry in Grand Cape Mount County. According to the DEA, the two suspects were arrested after allegedly trying to smuggle a significant quantity of the narcotic identified as Kush into Liberia. The suspects include a 26-year-old Liberian national, Joseph Barkley, and 23-year-old Sierra Leonean national, David Kaloko. According to a release, the arrest stemmed from tip-off about a suspicious vehicle entering the country. Criminal Court C. George Joe Barkon is expected to hold a pre-sentencing hearing later today for Peach Belity, son of Nima County Representative Musa Belity. Defendant Belity pleaded guilty after he entered into a plea bargaining agreement with prosecutors on wide range of criminal charges, including illegal sale and possession of harmful substances. The court is scheduled to review a probation report from the Bureau of Corrections and Rehabilitation under the Ministry of Justice. The report will capture histories about the defendant's background as well as tracing prior criminal record before its looming judgment. Movement for Progressive Change dinner bearer Simeon Freeman is pushing for shorter terms of elected officials. Freeman said the term of office of the president must be reduced from 6 to 4 years, including representatives and senators elected during the same period. The NPC political leader believes shorter terms will improve accountability and encourage officials to focus on delivering results. He made the remark during his keynote address at Fifth University's commencement service. The former presidential aspirant also suggested a national referendum to decide on adopting 4-year terms. Freeman's proposal comes amid rising calls for reform and transparency. Observers believe it could empower voters to demand higher standards and correct leadership failures sooner. A local quasi-judicial court, the Labour Hearing Court, has ruled in favor of Miata Soni Jari, former treasurer and risk manager of SIB Bank, for wrongful dismissal and discrimination. Ms. Jari was fired and convicted in December 2024 for malice, prejudice, hatred, and administrative errors allegedly orchestrated against her Ghanaian managers. A respected banker and integrity icon, Jari was dismissed after exposing unauthorized loan and upholding ethical standards action she argued were part of her professional responsibilities. Her 7-day Advantage fifth, which prohibits Saturday work, was used against her despite an existing exemption. She also faced denial of leave and unjust suspensions. The court's default judgment requires SIB Bank to pay significant compensation to Jari, marking a major victory for employees' rights and accountability within Liberia's banking industry. And away from home, the US-backed ceasefire proposal will reportedly see Hamas release 10 living hostages and bodies of 18 dead hostages in 5 stages during a 60-year-old truce. Israel will be required to release an unknown number of Palestinian prisoners and withdraw from parts of Gaza, where it now controls about two-thirds of the territory. For Ghana Summary, I'm Priscilla George. Good afternoon.